Hello everybody, welcome to another Yellow Chair devotional. In this series that we're doing, we are looking at God and science. So we're doing a small science experiment or activity together every single day. Then we're opening up our Bibles, we're seeing what that can teach us about God, the master scientist. So today I want to start with Genesis 1 verse 3. So right at the very beginning, God is creating, and it says, "Then God said, let there be light." And there was light. Let there be light, and there was light. God saw that the light was good, so he divided the light from the darkness. God named the light day, and the darkness night. Evening passed, and morning came. This was the first day. God says, let there be light, and there was light. Now we're really used to having light, right? If we look at these light bulbs above here, we're so used to being able to flip a light switch and having light. Now, if we were to look at this light bulb, let me see if I can get this so that it's not too much glare for you to see. It's kind of tricky because of the lighting, all right? But in there is a wire, a little filament, and when the bottom of the light bulb is hooked up to the electricity and it gets its electrical current, then it lights up, and the glass globe helps it radiate out and provide us with light. Now, what about these little itty bitty light bulbs? These are little Christmas lights, aren't they? And we can see here, oh, that's a little blurry, isn't it? Let me hold it. Let's see. And it's so hard for me to show you, but the inside there again has our little wire filament in there. And here on the bottom, we've got a pokey wire and a pokey wire, and those connect to your electrical source. And that's how we get light. Now, maybe we would call this false light or artificial light. Why is that? What would be real light? If this is fake light, what would be real light? How about the light outside? The light outside. Now we've got the sun that provides us with all of our daylight. We've got the moon, which actually gets its light from the sun. It reflects it. What else do we have? The stars. But you know something crazy? I was thinking, I used to get this mixed up, or maybe I never realized this, but in the Bible, when we look at the days of creation, on the first day, God goes, let there be light. And I don't know about you, but maybe you picture it was really dark, and then all of a sudden, just everything is blinded with light. And God makes the day with the light and the darkness with night. And maybe you imagine it being like that battery light, whoosh, a flood lamp of light. But when I look in my Bible, here starting in verse 14, we see, it says, then God said, let there be lights in the sky to separate day from night. These lights will be used for signs, seasons, days, and years. They will be in the sky to give light to the earth. And it happened. So God made the two large lights. He made the brighter light, which is the brighter, the sun, to rule the day. He made the smaller light, the moon, to rule the night. He also made the stars. God put all these in the sky to shine on the earth. They are to rule over the day and over the night. He put them there to separate the light from the darkness. God saw that all these things were good. Evening passed and morning came. This was the fourth day. And that's the thing. I don't think I realized this. As a kid, growing up, when we would think about the days of creation, on the first day, God says, let there be light. And on the fourth day, he made the sun, the moon, and the stars. What was the light on day 1, 2, and 3? What provided light? Because on day 3 is when he made all the plants and there wasn't the sun yet. Have you ever thought about that? Some people would say that on the first day, he made day and he made night. So he made time, right? He made time. Other people say that God provided the light. God himself was the light in those first few days. We know that God describes himself. Jesus says that he is the light of the world. In Revelation, it tells us that in heaven there will be no night there, for God is the light. But have you ever pictured that? Have you ever thought of that? That in those first few days when God said, "Let there be light," that didn't mean the sun. The sun came a few days later. Instead, maybe God's light was saying, "Let there be me. I am now here. I am part of this earth. And the darkness, you are separated from me. You come out at night." It's a different picture. It's a different picture. Now, just to give us a little bit of idea about the sun, because it's sunny outside right now. It's been a little dreary lately. We've had some foggy, weird weather. It's been dreary and cloudy. We haven't been able to see the stars, and finally it cleared and the sun is out, and you just feel so much better when the sun is out, don't you? Now, if Earth were the size of a golf ball, how big do you think the sun would be? If this is planet Earth, North America, South America, Europe, Asia, Antarctica down on the bottom, Africa, Australia, there's Earth. How big is the sun if Earth is a golf ball? It would be around 15 feet. Big, diameter, huge. 15 feet. So think about that. From here to my oven is about 7 feet. So it would be 2 of those. That's huge. That would be the sun, and this was the size of the earth. The sun is humongous. It is humongous. And what all does the sun do for us? What does the sun do for us? It provides us light. It provides us heat, right? It gives us a lot of heat. Does it help our bodies? Does it give us some vitamins? Does it help energize us? Oh, sunshine is so good for us. We don't want to stay cooped up inside any longer than we have to. Be outside and soak up that sun. Oh, it's so good for us. It strengthens us. It warms us. It makes us more cheerful. Oh man, the sun does a lot. Now, I can't do today's activity with you in person because it would take too long, but I'm going to show you what we can do. Construction paper, okay? This has to happen with construction paper, right? Maybe you've got cardstock or other colored paper. We need the construction paper, you know, the cheap stuff that you get in the whole pack that kind of looks pulpy. Construction paper. Now what you're going to do is you're going to pick some objects. You're going to pick some objects, and you're going to take you need a sunny day. You're going to take your construction paper outside to the sunny day, and you're going to place your objects on the construction paper. Now, what I ended up doing was I took some pennies. I took some coins, and it was a little bit windy because we're in the Dakota, so I had to tape them on. All right, but you could pick whatever option you wanted, but I took a bunch of coins, and I was like, well, maybe I'll make a pattern with the coins, and I taped them on. You leave it outside in the sun, and we watch the sun do some work for us. Okay, so mine wasn't outside very long, but can you see what happened here? Can you see? Let me tilt away from some of this light. Do you see my smiley face? The sun bleached my paper, but here is where my coins were sitting with my smiley face, and so it kept the original color of the construction paper. It acted as a block, like a sunscreen. It blocked the sun's rays from hitting that part of the paper, and so it didn't bleach that part. Now, the longer I would leave this out there, the more pronounced it would become. It will keep bleaching and bleaching and bleaching. That's what the sun's power does with this paper, is it takes the color out of it. All right, you can kind of see here around the edges. You see around my edges there how it's super light, almost pink from the sun bleaching it. So make a design on a piece of construction paper, Put it outside on a sunny day. Then you spend some time outside in the sun, soaking it in, getting that vitamin D, all those vitamins, and playing outside, enjoying the warmth on your face, thinking about how big and powerful the sun is that God made for us. And over the course of a couple hours, you're going to see some artwork come to shape because of the sun. But when we think about the sun and all of its power, that's nothing compared to God. That's nothing compared to how powerful God is with his amazing light. Now, let me find my verse here. 1 John chapter 1, verse 5. So 1 John chapter 1, verse 5 says, "Here is the message we have heard from God and now tell to you. God is light, and in him there is no darkness at all." God is light. In him there is no darkness at all. Imagine that first day of creation, God goes, "Let there be light." And he enters into that creation, and God, being this amazing light, chases away the darkness. Do you ever feel like there's some darkness in your life? Oh man, I even felt it just on those few days where it was just kind of cloudy and dreary, and I was just kind of moody and sad. I didn't have much get up and go. God, will you be my light today? Is that a prayer that we can pray on those times when maybe we feel like the darkness is creeping in? There's no darkness in God at all. So if we ever start feeling the darkness creeping in, we know that the enemy's attacking, and we say, "God, will you be my light today? Will you be my light?" And the light will enter in. God's light will enter in and chase away the darkness. It might not be pronounced as shining a light bulb or a flashlight right in our face, but God's there. He's with us in big ways. I think about all those songs we used to sing, like, "This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine." Or maybe you've played with a glow stick and how fun that is in the dark to have that light in the dark. That's a beautiful picture of God and the role that he plays in our lives. And sometimes we might feel like we're just a small little speck. We're just a small little speck on this golf ball, and the sun is so big and the solar system's so big. Am I even that important? I'm just this little speck of dust. Am I even that important? The answer is yes. You are so important because God made you. The God who created everything, who spoke the sun, the moon, the stars into existence. He made you too. And he loves you, and you are so special to him. And so anytime that you call on God, you say, "God, be my light today," you can trust that he is there with you. Let's say a prayer and close our time. Dear God, we're just so thankful that you are light. There is no darkness in you. You chase away the darkness that tries to creep into our lives. You enter in with your love and life. And we're thankful for it. In your name, amen. All right, have fun making some sun pictures. Love to see what you design, what you set out. You could use stencils. You could put blocks or different alphabet letters if you've got some of those. All sorts of things you could spell out. You could use tape. If you gently use like painter's tape or something on there, you could spell out your name or something, then peel it off after a bit and see what it says. All right. You can also send me pictures to show me your creations at dakotachildrensministries@gmail.com. I'd love to see what you let the sun design for you. And remember, when you're spending that time outside soaking up the sun, remember the God who created it. And that God who created it created you. And he loves you, and he is the light in your life. I'll see you next time.